For racing enthusiasts, Indianapolis holds a special place. Known by many simply as Indy, this city has earned its reputation as one of the world's premier motorsport destinations. At the heart of its fame is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the largest circuit of its kind, which consistently hosts major racing events, including the iconic Indy 500. Dubbed the racing capital of the world, Indianapolis combines this high-energy sports scene with a wealth of arts and cultural attractions, making it a cosmopolitan city that both excites and inspires. Indianapolis is not only the capital of Indiana, but also the state's largest city, situated in the heart of America's Midwest. For fans of the action-adventure series Indiana Jones, the state's name may already ring a bell. But Indy, as it's affectionately known, is recognized as a dynamic hub of culture, commerce, and entertainment. It's home to several Fortune 500 companies, making it one of the most attractive places for business and careers. This economic dynamism has been a major driver of Indiana's growth year after year, with notable advancements in biotechnology, life sciences, and healthcare leading the way. However, behind the beauty of iconic landmarks like the Indianapolis Monument Circle lies a stark reality that the city cannot overlook. In some parts of the city, along bustling streets filled with pedestrians, people are seen sleeping on cardboard beds or sheltered by tents. Some are even situated close to White River State Park, one of the city's main attractions. According to a report from the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority, as of January 2024, an estimated 4,584 people across Indiana are experiencing homelessness. This number has been rising steadily since 2022. In Indianapolis alone, 1,701 people were found either in emergency shelters or completely without shelter. Data from 2024 shows a 5% increase in homelessness compared to 2023, according to the Coalition for Homelessness Intervention and Prevention, the organization responsible for Indianapolis's homelessness count. The rise in homelessness has been exacerbated by soaring rental prices, which have placed significant pressure on low-income residents. Households paying more than half their income on rent have increased by 12% from 2015 to 2022. In Marion County, census data reveals that 1 in 3 households spends 30% or more of their monthly income on housing. In 2022, 3 out of 5 rental households in Indianapolis earned less than $50,000 annually, and unprecedented rent hikes in recent years have further strained their budgets. As a result, Indianapolis saw an average of over 900 evictions and 100 foreclosures each month in 2022. With few options left, many who can no longer afford rent find themselves living on the streets, whether in tents or using recreational vehicles as makeshift homes. Alongside economic hardships, mental illness and substance addiction also contribute significantly to the homelessness crisis. In Indiana, homelessness and addiction are pressing, interwoven issues. The Indiana Criminal Justice Data Snapshot of 2022 revealed the severe toll addiction takes on the state. Drug overdoses led to 2,876 deaths, while alcohol consumption claimed 2,265 lives. Over the past decade, overdose death rates have skyrocketed, climbing from 15.3 deaths per 100,000 people in 2011 to 43 per 100,000 by 2021. Synthetic opioids, particularly fentanyl, were implicated in more than 70% of these overdose deaths. These statistics underscore the deadly impact of fentanyl and other potent substances, which are driving Indiana's overdose crisis to unprecedented levels. Substance abuse has far-reaching consequences, and over the last 15 years, The opioid crisis alone has cost Indiana more than $43 billion in direct and indirect expenses. The ripple effects are evident, not only in healthcare, but also in social structures, impacting lives, well-being, and relationships in profound ways. For those in Indiana seeking recovery, the journey is fraught with obstacles beyond the physical demands of withdrawal. Access to affordable, effective treatment is often limited, especially for medication-assisted treatment, which is considered the evidence-based standard for opioid dependency. Many available treatment options are either prohibitively expensive or located far from where people live. In some areas of the state, there is simply no adequate facility or support system for addiction treatment at all. This lack of accessible care intensifies the challenge for those striving to break free from addiction's grip. In the heart of Indianapolis, there are neighborhoods notorious for high crime rates and dangerous conditions. One such area is Tuxedo Park, located on the city's east side. Tuxedo Park has long been plagued by gang violence, drug trafficking, theft, and street-level prostitution, making it one of the most crime-ridden neighborhoods in Indianapolis. Not far from Tuxedo Park lies 38th and Post, another area infamous for its harsh, dangerous atmosphere. This neighborhood is marked by high levels of gang activity, frequent property theft, and a homicide rate that far exceeds the national average. Gun violence, particularly shootings, is alarmingly common here, casting a shadow of fear over the community. Tuxedo Park and 38th and Post are just two examples of Indianapolis' high-risk neighborhoods. While Indiana's overall crime rate is lower than many other Midwestern states, certain cities and districts continue to face rising crime levels. In the metropolitan area of Muncie, for instance, home to Ball State University, the third largest university in Indiana, the homicide rate ranks 12th among all U.S. metropolitan areas, reflecting the unique challenges faced even in educational hubs. Indianapolis as a whole grapples with a crime rate of 43.82 incidents per 1,000 residents, which is 89% higher than the national average. Broken down, the violent crime rate stands at 10.01 per 1,000 people, while the property crime rate reaches 33.81. In 2024 alone, nearly 30,000 property crimes were reported in Indianapolis, meaning residents are at significantly higher risk of theft than in other areas of Indiana. Adding to these concerns is the pervasive presence of street-level prostitution, particularly in East Indianapolis. This issue is often covered by local media, who highlight streets like 10th Street, Washington Street, Rural Street, and Emerson Avenue as hot spots for sex work. As night falls, these streets transform, resembling an open-air strip club where scantily clad women signal to passing cars, seeking potential customers. The unsettling nature of this nightlife scene has raised concerns among residents. A report from RTV6, a local news station, revealed that nearly 1 in 3 prostitution arrests occur within a 2-mile radius covering Washington Street to Emerson Avenue, emphasizing just how concentrated and visible this issue has become. Indiana boasts a diverse economy with a gross domestic product of $352.62 billion. Yet, the rapid economic growth in Indianapolis has brought about stark contrasts among its residents, making it a city where economic disparity is becoming increasingly visible. Nowhere is this divide more evident than in racial disparities across various sectors, as highlighted by the 2024 Racial Equity Report Card. One key indicator is median household income. White households in Indianapolis earn, on average, about $29,000 more than black households. This economic gap extends to homeownership, with approximately 2/3 of white residents owning their homes, compared to only 1/3 of black residents. The disparity in net worth is even more striking, as the average wealth of white families is 7.8 times higher than that of black families and 5.2 times greater than that of Hispanic or Latin families. Much like in other major cities across the United States, gentrification has also become a widespread phenomenon in Indiana, particularly in Indianapolis. A recent report, The State of Fair Housing in Indiana, reveals that several neighborhoods, especially those close to downtown Indianapolis, are experiencing the hallmarks of gentrification. Rising property values and an influx of wealthier, predominantly white, residents are reshaping these neighborhoods. This shift often leads to both direct and indirect displacement of longtime residents. But what exactly drives this process? Gentrification occurs when substantial investments pour into an area, driving up property values and eventually altering the area's demographic makeup. As a result, historically affordable neighborhoods face rapid changes, making it challenging for low-income residents and long-established community members to continue affording rents or home purchases. Over the past few decades, the rate of home ownership in these areas has decreased by 7%. Meanwhile, neighborhoods like near Northside, Fountain Square, and Mapleton Fall Creek have seen an uptick in home ownership, largely among white residents, while black populations in these same areas have steadily declined.